I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 186. Just a reminder before we start that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. Also, we are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance. Check out all the fine podcasts featured on there at www.gamingpodcastalliance.com if you're looking for more gaming goodness. I'm your host, Dave Rotino, and this is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster, formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
Dan, we have a very special show today. And
The Rock is on. The Rock? He's on? Special guest?
No, The Rock is not on as a special guest. We have an even better special guest than The Rock. We have Justin from Lit Gaming Arena. Justin, welcome.
Hey guys, I'm glad to be here. I mean, I don't know if I can live up to The Rock, but because I mean, he's one of my favorites.
You know what though?
Of all time.
You know what though? He is a great wrestler. He knows nothing about video games. All right.
That is very true.
No,
that
is very true. I mean, now if you had said Terry Crews, then I might be in trouble.
Right? Yeah.
He knows a thing or two about video games.
Or Xavier Woods.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So yeah. So welcome. If you guys don't know, Justin is part of our Gaming Podcast Alliance network, our crew. We kind of met up a little bit ago via Instagram. Turned out him and his people turned out to be really great people, and we're like, you know what? We should do a whole big network thing together. So while you guys do what we do, you guys have actually a couple of podcasts, right?
Yeah. So we have a few things going on. So I mean, we have our main podcast, and we also have a sort of review podcast, which actually hasn't been updated for a bit. I'm hoping to try to get back to that pretty soon. And it's just a completely separate feed where we just do quick reviews of whatever games we've been playing. We give them a quick rating. And also there's All Hands on Deck, which is Frost of the LGA cast and her friend Salty talk about anything related to being a fangirl, and it's very LGBTQ friendly podcast. And they just talk about all the fangirl type stuff. It's really hard to explain everything that they do because it's anime, it's video games, it's TV. They talk about all that fun stuff, and they're hilarious. It's fun to be there while they record. I just set everything up for them and let them fly. So. It's a good time. They're great to have as well. So you can check any of those out at litgamingarena.com and also on our Twitter. So I mean, we post about everything on Twitter. That's where I'm most active on. So
that's great. That's great.
So how was everybody's weekend?
So far so good, Dan. So far so good.
Off to a good start here.
Got myself a cup of coffee. I'm loose. I'm ready to go. I do. If I sound a little bit different, I was doing bad karaoke last night, so I have to apologize for my hoarse voice.
I don't know if there's any such thing as good karaoke. That's like an oxymoron.
That is correct. Like bad karaoke is good karaoke. That's the whole point. Right? If you sound good, like, no, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. You shouldn't be doing karaoke. You should just be a singer.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
There you go.
I do have to say, yes, Dan, you're gonna make fun of me. I'm an old timer. I went to one of the best concerts in a long while on Thursday, and I'm over the moon about it. I saw Joan Jett and Heart in concert for a very affordable price, and my God, Joan Jett was okay. Heart tore the roof off, even though it was at Jones Beach and they didn't have a roof, but the proverbial roof was torn off. It's
clouds
it's,
away.
Yeah, and she is well, both of them, Anne and Nancy Wilson. They're in their like mid to late 60s.
Wow.
And they are up there dancing around, and they're just belting it out. And the guitar work was great. Like I was floored.
So
Crazy.
Dave, I'm going to tell you something right now.
Okay.
And you're not going to be surprised at all.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
Go ahead.
I have
Go
no
ahead.
idea. I have no idea who they are.
See, you do though. You've definitely heard one or two Heart songs, and you definitely know "I Love Rock and Roll" by Joan Jett.
I love rock and yeah.
See, there you go.
Oh,
That's Joan Jett. Yeah.
So I just found out who Billy Joel was. Feel free to make fun. I had no idea who Billy Joel was until like a year ago or 2 years ago. So I'm still learning.
Oh my god.
I'm still learning. I'm not wasn't big into other genres.
Yeah, no, that's very apparent. Dan is not a worldly music listener.
I do listen to world music on the iPod.
That's not what I was saying. That's not what I was saying. You have a very narrow expertise of music.
I listen to hip hop,
Congos
R&B, some pop, reggaeton, reggae, and world music.
There you go.
I'm very worldly. I listen to world music. Well, I'm having a great weekend. I'm telling you. I'm going to see the Mets game tonight, even though the Mets suck. That's okay.
R.I.P.
The seats are great.
R.I.P. playoffs.
I'm a Yankee. Listen, I'm a big Yankee fan. I'm a big Knicks fan. I'm a big Giants fan. But I go to Nets games, Mets games, and Jets games because they're cheaper tickets. So, all right.
There you go. You know, football's football.
Football's football. But I'm having a great weekend because Spider-Man's back in the MCU, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! I listen. You know how pissed off I was when I heard talks broke down. I mean, Sony should be thanking their stars that Marvel made Spider-Man relevant again, right? Come on. And then they broke down talks just because Marvel wants to get a little bit of piece of the money, right? Come on, you're making billions of dollars. But apparently, Spider-Man is back in the MCU. Don't know how this is really going to work or how long this is going to last because before they had like a 5-year deal, 6-year deal, something like that.
Mm.
So we don't know any details about this, but they're all working on the next Spider-Man movie. So I'm super happy about this. Spider-Man is the face of the MCU once again.
Yeah, it's great. I love Tom Holland. I think all the the 2 movies and the 2 or 3 Avenger movies that he was in were fantastic. You know, and not to mention they closely tied Tony Stark, even though. Yeah. Spoilers, he has now been sent off. You know, it was part of his origin story.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
Wow.
Really? You haven't?
No.
Oh,
I'm just
get
kidding.
out of here.
No, he always gets on me for spoiling things.
All right, all right, we'll go. I will go back and splice in a spoiler alert. It's fine. We'll make it work. For anyone who hasn't seen Avengers Endgame yet, just go see the movie. It's still good. Come on.
Well, I'll put it this way: somebody's ended. Okay, wink, wink.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, all right. So that's good news. I'm happy about that. But that's not even the biggest news that happened. The biggest.
Oh,
news
really?
Because
I was gonna say you're welcome for the Spider-Man thing because I complained about that on Thursday while we were recording our podcast, and I was very upset about it. And then the next day they announced that they were back in. So I like to think it was because of me that we have Spider-Man again.
Coincidence? I think it's a little more than a coincidence.
You heard it here first. Breaking news. It's because of Justin. And because of Lit Gaming Arena, we have Spider-Man back in
an unreleased episode even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
they
Justin,
heard my pleas.
Well, Justin, I don't know if you know this, though. Okay. This is everybody, all the Rated G people, all the Rated G fans. Dave, he knows this. I'm responsible for the iPhone. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, Dan has got some pull
about this.
All right, I had on my belt because back in the day you had everything on it had like a belt clip because everything was hanging on your belt. I had a razor, I had an iPod, and I had a Trio. And I looked at my iPod and I said, only if you could be a phone, Only if you could be a phone, I wouldn't have to have all these things on my belt. And 2 days later, they announced the iPhone. So I'm responsible for the iPhone. I like to take responsibility.
Yeah, trust me. Dan needed the iPhone because like his belt looked like a portable Circuit City.
That's great.
With all the different things you could buy.
We complained about that, or not complained. We talked about it on the podcast too this week. Similar idea of like nobody it shouldn't be called a phone anymore because that's the least thing you do on it.
Yeah. That's true.
Because depending on the service you got, you may be able to use it as a phone.
Right. To get to an actual keypad, like I don't even know how to do that anymore.
I pitched the idea of we should just rename it to be a communicator.
There
you go.
Taking it back to Power Rangers, huh?
Yeah. Or Star Trek.
Because I mean, it is a portable computer. You can do games and all sorts of stuff on it, but primarily people use it for social media,
communication purposes. Yeah. I feel like that could totally be a thing, right? If you get some marketing people on board, like I think, I have a new iPhone communicator.
I love it.
Yeah, but then we're gonna start naming it. Then it's gonna be
the ICOM.
Yeah,
the ICOM. There you go. See,
communicator. The ICOM number 5.
Right.
5R. The
It's
5R
basically
SBC.
It's basically creating itself. Come on.
Yeah.
This is great. We need to go forward with this.
But the biggest news is Kevin Feige, the man behind the MCU, he's developing the next slate of Star Wars movies for Disney.
Yeah.
We're gonna have.
Is that how you pronounce it? Because I had trouble pronouncing it.
It's Kevin Feige.
I think it's Feige.
Yeah. Feige.
So I said Phage.
Well, you know what? Whenever he goes into whenever he's in Italy or France, he's Kevin Feige.
Yes.
But when he's back in America in his office in Disney, he's Feige.
Honestly, I wouldn't know unless he has said it. I think. Because then you just kind of stabbing in the dark.
I'm sure he said his own name.
Well, I mean, like on camera.
To say his name, yeah.
Yeah, if you like on camera. Please welcome Kevin Feige, and then he doesn't correct anybody. You go, okay, it's Feige.
All right, good. There you go. Yeah.
Got it.
So, all right, so we're gonna get the Star Wars cinematic universe now.
We already have the Star Wars cinematic universe. It's called Star Wars.
No. It was just Star Wars. Now it's the Star Wars cinematic universe. Now we're going to get 5 separate stories that are going to culminate into one big giant movie where the Avengers and Star Wars team up and we find out that Iron Man is really a Sith Lord in disguise.
You know what? If you have the Infinity Gauntlet, you could probably make that happen.
There you go. Galactus is trying to take over the world, taking over the solar system, and then they get the Infinity Gauntlet and snap them away. But then they destroy time, space, time continuum, whatever it's called, and then Darth Vader shows up and he has to go against Thanos. I don't know.
I would see this movie. I would too.
This Kevin Feige will make it great.
Yeah. Well, also too, like we know that the directors of Game of Thrones. I was about to say God of War. The directors of Game of Thrones are doing no, not at all. they're doing Star Wars movies in a directorial sense, right? So Feige's going to orchestrate all of this, right? The Game of Thrones guys are going to direct all of this.
Yeah, because he's producer.
Hopefully they do better work than the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones because they were trash.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he isn't spread too thin because his name is like on every Disney project right now.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
I'm sure he wouldn't have taken the responsibility of doing Star Wars if he thought he couldn't handle it. I mean, that's why you have a team of people who know your vision and you can sort of oversee them. All right.
Well, we came up with the idea that he doesn't actually do any work. He just comes in and he has to physically touch every piece of equipment.
He just
he plays.
Dominus Ominous. All right, you guys are good. That's funny.
All right, let's reel it in. Also, I thought the funniest thing I've heard all weekend. Well, we talked about this during E3. I think one of Dave's predictions at E3 was that we were going to be able to play Skyrim on What was it? We would play Skyrim and
Skyrim on the microwave. Yeah, Skyrim on the microwave. Yeah, I'm still holding out for that.
Because the year before, we got Skyrim on Alexa.
Yeah,
we thought that was a joke, but that was actually real.
Oh.
And now Samuel L. Jackson has lent his voice to Alexa, so I guess Alexa is going to sound like Samuel L. Jackson. Now you can play Skyrim with Alexa using Samuel L. Jackson's voice.
Dan, you kind of mentioned this off the cuff, and I was like, well, that's just ridiculous. And then I actually thought about it. How great would it be? It's like Alexa, let me use a health potion, and then Sam Jackson comes on, bitch, you didn't say the magic word. Or you try and do the dragon shout. You're on Fuso Da or whatever. Bitch, you trying to throw me off the side of the mountain? Do you know who you are dealing with? I will strike down fire upon you. Oh, it would be.
And when you actually do strike the fire, I hope they burn in hell. Yeah,
that's great.
That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah, right. Someone's got to cut that promo. Someone's got to cut that promo.
Yeah.
It would have been funny. It would have been funnier if this was actually at the Bethesda conference and saying, "Hey, we thought we were joking when you said you could play Skyrim on your Alexa, but you really can, and now you can play with Sam Jackson's voice." that should have been at E3. That would have saved Bethesda's press conference. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, R.I.P. Bethesda. Well, I have a quick take that's related to Alexa. So last week's episode, I was listening to Dan mention that they took out Cortana in the Xbox. They just ripped her right out. No more Cortana availability.
Yeah.
And a few hours later, I get a push notification from The Verge saying that they're integrating Google Assistant into the Xbox One.
Yep. So now it all makes sense why they got rid of Cortana. There is a far superior version coming in via
but I guess it's not going to. It won't be built directly into the Xbox. You'll still have to either have the app or like a Google Home, which is really no different than having a Kinect connected to your Xbox, and you can control it that way. But they're going to be doing public betas for that pretty soon.
So basically, you're telling me, when I get home, it's dark. I have to pull out my phone, open my phone, unlock my phone, push the button on the app, and then tell the app to cut my Xbox on, which will entail cut everything else on.
You would just
if you have a Google Home, then you just say, "Hey Google, turn on my Xbox."
I also think
just walk in and just say, hey Cortana, turn on, or hey Xbox, turn on, and it turned on. Now I gotta reach in my pocket, get my phone, unlock it, hit the app, then tell the app to cut my Xbox on.
So hold on.
You're saying you don't have a Google Home?
I don't.
No, Dan doesn't have any sort of home automation. He's still living in the past.
See,
I had Cortana.
This is what you got to do. You make a custom. You get a Google Home, and you can make a custom automation. You walk in the door and you say, "Hey Google, activate game mode," and then you get smart bulbs that turn on everything. You get you turn on the purple and green lights. The Xbox turns on, the TV turns on, music starts. You can do all that stuff with one action.
Yep. See, this man Justin knows what's going on.
You know what? I don't want to do any of that. I just want to tell my Kinect to turn that TV on. That's all. I just miss the days where I could just tell my Kinect what to do. I may have to tell it
so many days before. Oh, so many days before. In a time long gone.
All right. Let's get into video games.
Mm-hmm.
Dave or Justin, get any good pickups this week?
Dan, I got the best game of all time, Madden NFL 2003 for the GameCube. Thank you. I know you're all jealous. It's fine.
Well, it depends. Where did you find this game?
Oh, I found it in the Goodwill for sure. And stupid me, fun little aside. The guy rings it up. He was looking at like the price chart, and he rang it up for like $2. And I'm like, all right, it's a sports title. It's on the GameCube, a little bit harder to find. I was okay with that, and then I stupidly opened my mouth and I said, "Are all the games $2?" Because I would have went back and got more games, and then he's like, "Oh, I made a mistake. It's actually $4.99." I was like, so that's on me. That's on me. But I was being honest.
Rookie mistake.
I know, rookie mistake. So, yeah. Sadly, that's all I got this week. Pickups are a little dry.
Justin, any pickups?
I did not get anything. I was what is known as a poor man gamer.
We add that to the list of all that gamer acronyms we have.
Yeah.
It's an offshoot of the GMG for sure.
Hey, no, I mean it's certainly understandable with all of the games that are coming out right now. We just had Legend of Zelda drop. FIFA came out yesterday, I think. We got Death Stranding in the pipeline. Like there's so many good games coming out.
Well, you are what we call a GWB.
GWB.
Yeah, gamer with bills.
Gamer with bills. Oh, boy. I think we have to workshop that a little bit.
So, that's what I just called it. I just made that up. Well, I'm also a little light on the pickups. I got from Limited Run Games. Totally forgot I bought this like 6 months ago. That's the best thing about Limited Run. Every 6 months, it's like Christmas, right?
Yeah, you're like, I ordered this.
I got Psychonauts for the PS4.
Nice.
The original.
So good.
I never played the original. I know Dave loves the original. He loves Psychonauts. I played it on the original Xbox, and I have it for the Xbox.
Yep.
I never played it on the PS2, where most people played it. And I got some Switch accessories. I got the Switch Lite case, and it came with a screen protector, which was great. And I got the dual USB play stand. So it's a stand that you put the Switch Lite on, and you can, through USB, you can hook up any controller. So why would you want to? I tried it. Why would you want to do that? I have no idea. Because playing with the Pro Controller or any of the special, I have like special edition Zelda and Mario controllers that you can only use if you hook it up through USB. That screen is so small. No, I'm probably never going to use. I'm just going to use it to prop up the Switch Lite when I'm not using it
for like display purposes.
Yeah, display purposes. But we can always play multiplayer with USB controllers if we ever need to when we're in PAX or Portland Game Expo. In that case, I think we would just take the regular Switch and switch.
I mean, at that point, why not?
And dock it on the hotel TV or something. So, but speaking about controllers for the Switch Lite, 8-Bit Dough just released new controllers designed specifically for the new Switch Lite within like the Switch Lite color scheme and all that stuff. And it has like 2 D-pads, so no thumbsticks.
2D pad, 2D pads, no thumbsticks. I at first I thought it was an ambidextrous controller that you could play in either mode, but it's not.
But at first glance,
like first glance, I'm like, oh, you could flip it around. It's great. No.
At first, I thought this was like the first controller with dual D-pads, but that's not true. The Virtual Boy had 2 D-pads on it as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The predecessor to dual analog sticks.
Yeah. So the controller is just as big as, maybe a little bit smaller than the Switch Lite. So why this exists, I don't know.
Yeah. It looks very nice, and it certainly matches the aesthetic of the OG colors.
I mean, if you actually take this with you, you essentially have 2 Switch Lites in your pocket.
Yeah. So,
and if that's the case, you might as well just buy a regular Switch.
Yeah. Would you be inclined to get this at all, Justin, for any reason, or is this just kind of?
I'm not even inclined to get a Switch Lite. So,
well,
I'm just gonna get the OG Switch, or not even the OG Switch, the new one with the better battery life. But I don't know. I just every time I see the Switch Lite, I just think this is for kids. So I mean, I who am I to really beg on it? But
I think it's for kids and for Dave.
Oh, hey! So you're saying I'm a kid? Well, thanks, Dan. That's not the general through line you like to present fans about me. Well, Grandpa over here with back pain.
Dave only
plays a kid at heart.
Yeah,
Dave plays the Switch like 98% of the time in handheld mode.
I think the last time I played it,
I think most people do.
Yeah, last time I played it in.
Well, I think they said the statistics is like 60-40, so it's still
60-40?
like
Sure.
Yeah, it's 60-40. So a lot of people still play it. I play it 85% of the time docked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really play it handheld. Mode.
That's where I would be. I don't like the size of the Joy-Cons. They're too small for my hands, despite the fact that my hands are already small. Right. They just cramp up really easy.
I like the fact like most of the time I just play on the subway like to and from work, so I can get like extra gaming in. And then when I'm home and I want to play, I get to watch TV and play the Switch at the same time. So the screen is great.
That's the other thing we discuss a lot, because I mean Marcus, he's a big Switch guy, he's a big Nintendo guy, and he still plays it like in portable mode. But for the most part, a lot of people playing the Switch are doing it on their commute. And here in Montana, there's no such thing as a commute. I mean, there can be
driving.
Yeah, everybody drives. So like if you do have a long commute, it's because you're driving 45 miles in from out of town. Like you're the one driving. You're not getting on a bus, you're not getting on a subway. So like there's no idle time like whereas in a big city or in a subway or a bus or whatever.
So I got it. I have
telling me basically telling me you need to carpool in Montana. So you can play Switch. You can play the Switch.
Oh, that's actually a better idea than my suggestion. I was going to say get Alexa hooked up to your car, turn on Sam Jackson, and then play Skyrim while you're driving to work.
Yeah, that works too.
Get the Alexa, pull up Sam Jackson, have Sam Jackson drive while you play.
Oh my God! You gotta get that. You gotta get that Tesla. Drive self-driving on the highway.
Move out of the way, motherfucker! So,
oh boy,
Dave, Justin, as we always try to start the show, but epic fail. What have you been playing?
Oh, Dan, it is my favorite part of the show. I'm so happy, and we have a guest in studio, so we're gonna let our guest go first. Justin, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been working my way through all of the Gears of War games. So, I mean, obviously, as we know, Gears 5 came out, and I think you guys have already played it and beat it, if I'm correct.
Dan's beaten it. Yeah, I've done the multiplayer because.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I wanted to play Gears 5, but I'm like, it's been a long time since I've played the old ones. I kind of want to get back in the know with the story again. So I took while I was sick the other week, so I took that time to play through Gears 1 through 3 in a period of like 4 days.
Nice. Wow.
There you go.
And now I'm currently on Judgment, and I know that it's okay.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I like the arcade bit part of it. It feels like an arcade game, but at the same time, I'm like, I just want to get through this so that I can get to Gears 4.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're doing it.
I want to know the lore.
Yeah, you're doing it chronologically based on release, which is which is good, and you're being a completionist about it. And there is some. It definitely ties into that world. Like it may not be the strongest story, but
Judgment's supposed to be like the first one, right? Technically, it was like a prequel.
Because technically it takes place on E-Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Marcus told me it's a good idea to make sure I play Judgment because there's that character in there that you don't know about, and he comes back up in 5, and you don't know how he has a connection to anybody else unless you play Judgment, really.
Interesting.
No, he's right. We don't want to spoil it for Dave.
No. Please no. And I think I'm going to do what you did, Justin, because I've only played I own all of them, and I've only played maybe the first 3 or 4 missions of the first one, and I know that's like 2/3 of the game, which is interesting. So I was like pretty
5
close.
acts.
Yeah. So I think I can do the same thing. I just have to sit down and power through because I bought the damn games. I might as well play them.
Yeah, and well, even if you didn't buy them, they're on Game Pass.
That's right.
So that's where I've been playing them because I do have all the old ones, but they're split across like the 360 and whatnot. I already have Game Pass. I'll just download it. Which actually, I played Gears 1 Ultimate Edition, and despite the fact that it's like 40 something gigabytes, and Gears 2 is 8 gigabytes, Gears 2 still managed to look better.
Wow. Well, that's a hot take right there.
it didn't look bad. I kind of want to go back and install like OG Gears 1 just to see
the difference
compared to Judgment, because like I didn't really going from Gears 1 Ultimate to Gears 2, like it didn't phase me at all. Obviously like the controls are a little bit better in 2 and then they get better in 3 because that's the way it is. I was really upset that they keep nerfing the Lancer. In Gears 1 you have 660 ammo for the Lancer.
Right.
In Gears 2 you have 550.
Yep. They even got rid of the
or in Gears 3 you have like 420. And then they introduced the Retro Lancer, which Marcus says he loves.
Right.
I hate it.
They also,
I think Retro Lancer.
I think in the Retro Lancer is pretty fun, but I think in 5 they also got rid of the chainsaw dueling. Right, so now it's not like a button mash QuickTime event. I don't think.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. I mean, I beat. No.
It seems strange that they would get rid of that because that's like kind of the iconic part of the game.
I don't remember actually doing
just like how the mechanic is. I think it's just like a single button press now as opposed to like the lockup thing. Yeah. So I mean, it's still there, but like the execution.
Well, the lockup thing only happened if the other bad guy just happened to also have a Lancer.
Right, and then you guys would like cross swords. Yeah. Yeah, I forget exactly, but I know it's like slightly different. A lot of my friends were kind of complaining that they ended up nerfing it yet again in a way. But
I think Marcus said that they reduced the ammo back down even further to like 360.
Jesus! So now you have to pick up the Retro Lancer, which is this is what I wanted.
Oh my god! In Gears 3, the Retro Lancer only holds 240. I'm like, this sucks. Why do you even give me the Retro Lancer? Marcus is like, oh, I love running up and stabbing people, and I'm like, no, it's not as fun as chainsawing people. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, chainsaws.
All I want to do the entire game is just chainsaw everything.
Yeah. So while you've been playing Gears 5 or the Gears series, I picked up the Legend of Zelda. Well, me and Dan picked up Legend of Zelda, the Link's Awakening remake. So I've been plowing through that. I am getting pretty close to the end. I'm at the 5th dungeon now.
Already?
Yeah, man. The game moves quick. The game is not a long game.
I only got 4 instruments.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, and I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know how
you're
to
pretty
get
close. I can tell you. I can tell you. It involves.
How do I get past the water? That's the part I'm like. How do I get past the water? I don't even know.
You have the flippers, yeah?
No. How do you get the flippers?
Flippers are in the 4th dungeon.
Did I miss that?
You had to have. Yeah, I don't think you can beat it without getting the flippers.
I know. I need something to swim.
You need to get the flippers. Yeah, flippers are key.
Right.
Once you get the flippers, the whole game opens up.
All right, I just got the flute.
Uh-huh.
The ocarina flute or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So because I know how to run. I can run past that and go around and get the flute.
Yep.
And I just got that. Now I'm stuck. I don't know where to go.
Oh. The flute is completely optional, the ocarina.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was like one of the instruments. All right, so I only got 3 instruments then.
Yeah. No, the ocarina is its own thing, just to like get around the map, I think.
And it's telling me I need to learn how to play.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't just like every time I play it to see what it does, it's just like, oh well, you don't know what you're doing yet. You need to learn.
You took it to the bird statue?
No, I just used it randomly.
Oh, I think the bird statue. I think it's just like Link to the Past, where you have to break out the bird, right? So you go to the statue, and I think you play it. Maybe someone has to teach you how to play, and then you can go to the bird statue, and then the bird breaks free, and then now you have a fast travel.
Okay. I just want to say all the hints about what to do suck.
Mm-hmm. Hey, at least they have them in the game. The little like telephone booth where you talk to what's his name, the old man.
Yeah, they suck. Mm-hmm. I still have no idea what I'm doing. I still have no idea. Right. So, but no, listen, we've both been playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I played it exclusively on the Switch Lite.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it the same day, so I popped it in, just never popped it out.
Nice.
But I fired up the good old Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Dusted it off. Yeah, listen. I think it's the second or third most underrated console of all time.
Oh my
I don't
god!
think the Wii U is that
Right after
bad.
right after the Dreamcast, and
No.
right after the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast is rated. I'm
The
sorry.
Dreamcast is 1 and 2.
The Dreamcast is rated.
Is
Yes. It's the Saturn, the OG Xbox, and the Wii U. The three most underrated systems of all time.
No, I definitely like the Wii U. There was a lot of good stuff on the Wii U, which now is mostly on the Switch. But
Well, you know what's not on the Switch? NES Remix Pack.
1 and 2, yeah.
1 and 2. I have that. I've been playing through that. I mostly 2. I don't really care about the challenges and like Super Mario Brothers 1 or Donkey Kong or anything like that. I've been playing all the challenges they had for Mario 3 and Mario 2. It's good to see they gave Mario 2 some love.
Yeah, right.
They don't really mention that or use that aesthetic in Mario Maker, right? Everybody wants Mario 2 game in Mario Maker.
I just want the mask.
Oh, yeah, the Phantos. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great, right? You know, you like end up like getting a key. Key's got to go in the keyhole. Phantos comes alive because you have a key. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yep.
That'd be great.
So,
I mean, they have the doors from 2, right? They have those little smiley doors.
Yeah. Or even the mechanics of picking bad guys up and throwing them.
I think the major hurdle is they'd have to redo a lot of sprites.
Yeah.
For
It'd
Mario
be one of those
2.
ones where, like, if you switch to that style, you would have to wipe your map or something.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you get like a limited set. Sure. You know, there's hope for DLC for sure. I think they may. I think they. There's a possibility they may do that.
No, I don't think they're gonna do that. You know why?
Why?
That's gonna be the new thing in Mario Maker 3.
This
Come
would
on,
have
they
been
gotta
a perfect
celebrate.
one for Mario. This would have been perfect for Mario Maker 2 because Super Mario World 2.
Yeah, but they really wanted to fit in the whole Mario 3D world.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that would have been a great one for 3 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Super
go.
Mario 3 introducing Mario 3D World.
You see, Nintendo, you have to hire this guy. He's a marketing genius over here.
Marketing.
I'm
So
full of ideas.
I dabbled in the Genesis Mini a little bit.
It's good, right?
Comic Zone. Well, the games are
Comic Zone.
good, but the games are good, but just, the controls. It's like it's too responsive. It's overly responsive. Like,
Oh, really?
you know,
Oh.
yeah. Like I'm in Comic Zone. I'm like, it jump kicks before the button even goes all the way down. So
You know, people talk about zero lag. This is negative lag.
Nice.
I don't know. I haven't gone to the settings to see if I could tinker with it, and I haven't had enough time with it. But I also played on the go. I've been playing Mario Kart Tour.
Oh,
my
interesting.
phone.
I know that came out like real recently. I haven't got a chance to play it at all. Thoughts?
I've only played 2 races. It's a little weird that it's automatically going, it's automatically moving, and you just have to steer it.
Yep.
That's to me, it's not a Mario game. It's always like you have to hold down to drift.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with Toad, but I'm not going to pay for anybody else, and that's the only character.
Toad's the free one. I see.
Yeah, well, you get something free every day, right? I got Princess the second
nice.
time I played. I don't want to say it's not a game for me. I'm probably not going to play a lot of it.
Can you brake? Is there a braking option?
No, you're always going. You
Just go. Huh.
you swipe. You have to swipe left or right or hold it, to drift.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's more like one of those infinite runner type games. That,
yes,
Huh.
yeah, essentially.
Interesting. And I'm assuming I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. There are microtransactions in the game. Yes.
Hell yeah! It's a gotcha style game.
Right. Oh yeah. So they're gonna get you coming back.
I mean, they already have 20 million downloads so far.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
I think by comparison, their next highest played or downloaded game is Super Mario Run, and that's only at 7 million. They've almost tripled.
Well, you know what's a surprise? Dr. Mario World's they said it's only like 650,000 downloads. I thought that would get a lot.
It's not great. It's not great. I wasn't
as
like,
many
crazy.
people like Dr. Mario.
I mean, there is also that like Mario Kart is huge. You know, Super Mario is huge. Those are Pokemon is huge, right? Those are going to get people in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Those are the flagships.
Right, Dr. Mario a little more niche, I think. Right.
Well, I think it's not the Dr. Mario that we remember. I mean, going upside down, right? Like it's
They did
going
invert
from
the board.
bottom top,
Yeah.
Right.
instead
Yeah,
of from
and
the top bottom.
right, and you got to like drag the pieces into place. Like it's weird. It's weird.
They should.
See, I feel like Dr. Mario in general, not like just as it exists, is like it's like Dr. Mario to Mario or Super Mario World or Mario Kart is like Fantastic Beasts is to actual Harry Potter.
That's that's a good comparison. I can see that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Before we go to break, we have a winner of the September contest. Congratulations to Jay Smith. And thank you to everyone who entered the contest. We will follow up and coordinate details. For our October contest, which kicks off now, we're giving away one copy of Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Switch. Entry details are a little bit different. We're giving you more ways to enter. Listen to each episode as usual for the unique secret code. This week, our secret code is Portrait Ghost. Not just Ghost, but Portrait Ghost. And now you can also enter on Twitter by following Rated G for Gamers, liking and retweeting our contest post. Good luck to all who enter.
So why don't we take a break? And when we come back, we'll get into the top gaming news of last week. And we're back. All right, let's get into the top gaming news of last week. Let's start with our lead story, which kind of hit with a thud, if you ask me. And that is Sony's big state of play. Came out of nowhere. Everyone thought this was going to be super big. We were going to hear about the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
We were going to see the new PlayStation Vita 2. At least I thought that was going to be it. But no.
Still holding out for a hero.
I'm still holding out. My E3 prediction will be right one of these years.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people were surprised. Sony is gearing up for the PS5 right now. They're not gonna announce any more AAA titles. We still have some AAA titles that need to come out.
Well, we have Death Stranding that's
Right.
coming out, and
Yep.
we got another trailer for Death Stranding, and they actually announced the special edition, the limited edition Death Stranding PS4 bundle.
Of course.
With the hands all
That's
over.
pretty cool.
Those look okay. I question the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that controller.
It's yellow, translucent yellow, because it's supposed to symbolize
Like the little baby carrier thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's a little. I was like, I don't know if I want to. One, I'm not even sold on Death Stranding. I don't know if you know this, but I'm still holding out on Death Stranding. It is not a day one purchase for me because I still have no clue what we're doing in this game. To this day, I have no idea what we're doing. He's somebody in an astronaut suit carrying a truck on his back with a baby on his chest. What am I doing? What am I
This
doing?
is just, it's the new age of UPS.
So basically,
The new age of UP. Yeah, I got the special delivery for a 1D Robinson.
So basically, I'm a UPS. I'm a FedEx carrier in a Power Ranger suit. What am I doing in this game? I still don't know. And Jeff Keighley's a hologram.
Aren't you intrigued though? You got to be intrigued.
I'm intrigued. I got this.
I'm intrigued, but I'm not sold.
I don't know what you're expecting. Like even if the game, when the game comes out and the reviews come out, which they will probably be good because it's Kojima and Kojima's a genius, is that going to sway you into buying this game?
If it's
I think-
on sale for half off 2 weeks later on Black Friday,
I think you need
I'll
a
buy it.
demo. You need to have a demo for you to be sold. It seems like you need to have a playable demo, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, what do you show off in a game like this for a demo?
I don't know. I mean, maybe you do a little open world segment where you're kind of running around and putting up ladders and, trying to pee on mushrooms.
True, yeah. They gave you like in back when Just Cause 2 first came out, they put out a demo for that, and it was just like one specific area, and they just said, okay, I think they gave you like 20 minutes in the game, so you have 20 minutes, do whatever you want in 20 minutes.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not sold. I need to know what type of genre is it. What am I doing?
Well, it's every genre. It's a Hideo Kojima game.
Yeah, exactly. It's
an action RPG shooter with the music video at the end and a movie in the middle.
So a battle royale in there somewhere.
Oh yeah. Well, it is also a pee simulator. It's the first of its kind, I think. You can pee on the mushroom.
And then when you get to the Jeff Keighley part, it's a tactical, tactical RPG, turn-based tactical RPG.
It's the Final Fantasy Tactics that nobody knew they wanted, but everybody wants now.
But speaking of demos, they did say Medieval PS4 demo is out now, and I've played it, and it's short. It's really short. It's super short. It's the Order 1886 of demos.
Oh my god!
It's like 4 minutes long.
Oh, really?
You can beat it in a bathroom break, basically.
4 minutes.
Yeah,
I beat it in 4 minutes.
Is it enough to get you like interested in the game at all? Like that's the question. I haven't gotten to play the demo yet. But
it's good enough for me to buy it on Black Friday. Yes,
it's good enough for you to buy it on Black Friday. I see.
I have the first two games. I never played it as a kid. I bought them recently. Actually, I bought them when I bought the games when the remake or the remaster was announced. Because I knew the games would go up in price, and they're already pricey. So I played the demo. I'll buy it. I'll buy it when it's on sale. Not something I'm really gonna look forward to. But they did the big thing of the State of Plays. They ended it with, we finally got a release date for The Last of Us Part 2. Dave, are you ready? Are you ready? I just want you to know, because this doesn't happen often, Justin. So, Dave, are you ready? I'm about to say it. I was wrong.
Oh, mark it down, folks. Dan Robinson is admitting to one of the times that he has been wrong. Mark that down.
You know what?
You like how I did that? Like how I did that?
You know what? I take that back. I wasn't right.
See, there we go. See, the man is never wrong. The man is never wrong.
He's just sometimes not right.
Exactly.
Sometimes not.
Exactly.
Right. I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong. All right. I thought this would be a launch title for the PS5.
No way.
But it's releasing in February 21st, 2020. They got the big special edition with the features a statue, backpack. If you want the ultimate like special edition with the backpack, all that's sold out already. Sold out in like 2 seconds.
Oh, of course.
We found out that The Last of Us Part 2 will have 2 Blu-ray discs, so this game is massive.
Like a Blu-ray disc is like 25 gigs on its own, like a standard single layer Blu-ray disc. So that's at least 50 gigs of content on there.
Yeah, plus another 20 gig in update.
Of course. Yeah, you got to have a day one patch for it, right? Otherwise, it's not going to work.
They want to put 3 discs in the thing. Rewind. Wasn't there a game on Xbox that had like 3 installed discs? Or was that? Or am I thinking PS1 era?
I think
there might have been.
There was that one game, 99 Nights, but 99 Nights required a hard drive, which was the first game to explicitly say you needed hard drive space, I think. I don't know if there was a triple disc game for Xbox 360.
I could be thinking PS1 era. How many
PS1? There was a ton of games. Yeah,
that had the 3 disc. Okay.
Oh sure, like all the Final Fantasy games were multiple disc.
Like Final Fantasy 9, isn't it like 4?
Yes. Yeah. 8 is 4. 9 is 4. 7 is 3 discs for Final Fantasy 7.
So Justin, I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan as much as this guy is. I think the first Final Fantasy game I ever played was Final Fantasy 7, And the next Final Fantasy game after that was Final Fantasy 15.
Well, it sounds like you've played more than me.
Well, there you go.
Oh, also not a fan. I would highly recommend it, Justin. They are very good games.
They're very the problem is like Japanese RPGs assume you have time to grind for hours and hours.
Yeah. They have gotten a lot better with that.
I was a GMG even in high school.
No, they've definitely gotten a lot better. So 15 is probably the most streamlined because you can just do the story points and not have to worry about grinding.
I gotta check it out one of these days.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I tried to play 9 once upon a time. I got maybe like 4 hours into it, and I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So, but everyone's a little up in arms because the internet, right? They have to be mad about something. They have to pick something.
Oh, it's a vile place.
They cannot just be happy.
Yeah.
It wasn't at the State of Play, but sort of announced sort of after the State of Play that The Last of Us Part 2 will not have a multiplayer.
Interesting. So Part 1 had it, right?
Part 1 had it. All the Uncharted, well, this is still Naughty Dog, remember? So the Uncharted games had it.
Yeah.
But no one really played it. I mean, I think the multiplayer from Uncharted 2 is the one that is deemed the best one that, sort of everyone kind of liked. But no one really, you don't really buy Uncharted The Last of Us for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So everyone's up in arms over this. And I said, you know what? I tell those people, those are the same people who were happy that there was no campaign in Black Ops 4 last year. Right? So
yeah, I don't see a problem with this. I'm fine with a game deciding to say, hey, we're not going to put our resources into something that hardly anybody's going to play. Like you guys say you want multiplayer for Last of Us 2. You're going to play it for a couple weeks and then you're going to go back to Fortnite.
That's exactly right. It's not meant for multiplayer consumption, I don't think. Like, you're playing it for the story, right? Plain and simple. It's the same with Uncharted. Like, I love Uncharted.
Yeah.
I'm probably never going to play its multiplayer. I don't even know if the servers are still up. Who knows?
Nah, they're still up.
They are.
Still up.
Okay.
Yeah. For all 10 of the people that actually.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like I think you said it, Justin. If you want to play like a first person or a big like battle game or whatnot, there's other better options out there for that, right? Like you run through the story and
there's a lot of games that do multiplayer better, and they have established lines of having good multiplayer games, and I think you just stick with those. And all that being said, like I know like Call of Duty, they didn't have that campaign the last go around, but
they broke my Thanksgiving tradition.
they do put out good campaigns still when they do have them, because I remember the year before that, like Giant Bombs had nothing but good things to say about that campaign. They said it was way better than any right to be.
Yeah, that was the World War II, I think, right? They went back to the roots.
I think so, yeah.
So, well, speaking of Call of Duty and campaign, during the State of Play, they did have extended trailer for the Modern Warfare campaign. It's pretty gritty. People said it was super realistic, and I am actually super excited. I'm ready to get into a good Call of Duty campaign, especially since I missed out last year.
They gotta make up for it.
I gotta make up for it. I don't know if you know this, but I have a Thanksgiving tradition. I beat the Call of Duty campaign over that weekend. And they got broken last year. And I tried to do it with Battlefield. And Battlefield just sucked. I couldn't do it. I actually went back and played something else. I forgot what it was.
You're talking about Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5?
Battlefield 5.
Okay.
Battlefield 5, which is universally. It just sucked.
Yeah. Well, fair enough.
Battlefield 1 was the year before that, right? That was the following.
Was. Yeah. They ended up confusing everybody.
2, Battlefield. That was that whole debacle with Titanfall 2, which I finally beat a couple of months ago.
It's a good single player campaign.
It's a great single player campaign. I just hope they don't give up on it and come back to it.
Well, Respawn's doing their Apex thing now, which is in the Titanfall universe, which is nice. Yeah. They just don't have the mechs there.
Yeah, but some of the numbers dropped off for Apex. And that's probably, and when it goes too low, that's probably when they're going to introduce the mechs.
Yeah.
Something new.
Yeah, they're gonna be. Oh, we got to bust out the big guns now.
Yeah, I mean, I know they were. I know they were trying to, or they are putting a new map out that has like a train that kind of goes around the level. So they'll have 2 maps now. So to add a little bit more variety, and then maybe if they had the mechs on top of that, like there it is. You know, that'll keep them going for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come up with ideas to keep it going. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into PlayStation Plus October games, because this is actually interesting. I'm not a big baseball fan, but you can play MLB The Show 19. Listen, not a baseball games not even on Xbox, right? Like I think Sony has cornered the market on having all the baseball games on PlayStation consoles, because there's no baseball game on Xbox. There hasn't been a baseball game on Xbox since early years of the 360. If I'm not mistaken.
Incorrect, Dad. Incorrect. There is RBI Baseball, which does have the MLB license.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not quite the same, but I know they have an RBI 19, I think, or 18 or 19. They've been doing kind of yearly releases of the RBI. It's not the same.
But it's like not the quality of NBA Live compared to NBA 2K.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit more cartoony. It's pared down a little bit. It's a little bit more arcadey, I think. So it's definitely not like the Madden equivalent.
Because like MLB The Show is more like realistic.
Yeah. And they think they kind of paid money for that somewhat exclusivity. So you want the baseball games, like you got to go to.
You want like a realistic baseball game. You have
exactly.
To play on the Sony console.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what a lot of my Xbox friends are really pissed off that they can't play. Like they're big baseball fans and they can't play like a realistic baseball.
Yeah.
Xbox. And they have The Last of Us, the first one, the remaster, which was perfect. If they're going to announce the release date,
yeah, you got to build that hype.
You got to build that hype. I personally would have did it in maybe like November or January, a little bit closer to the release date. But October's still fine too. Have you ever played The Last of Us, the first one, Justin?
I haven't. No, I did part of it at the beginning. I couldn't get into it for some reason.
I got stuck. I actually I played the remaster, but I played the original one in PS3, and I got stuck somewhere like halfway through the game and sort of rage quit. And that's when the PS4 came out, and I just went. I had to get into. I had to play my NAC 1. So.
Last of Us. The first Last of Us was our very, very first attempt of trying to do a Let's Play.
Nice.
We had just gotten the recording device for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox where you can record footage, and we did some stuff and had recorded ones. But our like first major game we were going to do was Last of Us, and we didn't do it anymore after that. It didn't work out.
Well, you know what? I don't know. Streaming. I would stream Uncharted. I would stream Uncharted, something more like a linear game. I would stream.
Right.
It's not something where you can get like actually stuck, unless you unless you have it like on very difficult, like Dave would do it. Put it up to most difficulty, and you have like
we could
1,000 enemies to kill.
We could just do one stream of Batman Arkham what was it, Arkham Asylum, and we'd be good for like 4 years. Dan,
there we go.
get so much content. It took me 4 years to beat that game, Justin. I don't know if you know. 4 years to beat that game because I put it on hard mode, and once you start going through the game, you can't change the difficulty. So
it's true. It's same thing. I found out the same thing with Gears 1.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Couldn't change the difficulty. I had a real hard time at the final boss because of the mechanics.
Oh yeah. Oof.
So. All right, so a couple of things on the state of play. They did a montage for VR games. I'm happy that I haven't given up on it like they give up on the Vita. We got a LA Noire, the VR case files coming out. It's out right now for the PSVR.
Yep.
For the PSVR, it's not new cases, but it's 7 cases that are from the first game optimized in VR.
Yeah, it looks fantastic too. Like I'm pretty hype. I love the first LA Noire. I thought it was amazing. It's a Rockstar title, right? But it does have some. There is a bit of a storied past with like the studio and all that. So I'm amazed that they're still like they put out the Switch port, right? They put it out on all modern consoles. There's now the VR version. Like this is great. It's LA Noire Renaissance.
And then we got we got also Civilization 6 builds up on the PS4. Its release date coming out in November. So
I think
one that's gonna have the battle royale mode.
Oh my god, I wanna do a 100 versus 100 Gandhi match. That'd be amazing. Like Genghis Khan and everybody. Like, sure, break out all the warlords.
God.
So the state of play was a little disappointing. I mean, look, the worst kept secret was that it was going to be all about The Last of Us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they kept tweeting out teasers about it. It's like, yo, listen, shut up. Let the state of play.
Yeah. Let it be.
You know, it's like Mario. It's like Nintendo. Yeah, we got a direct coming out tomorrow, and then they start teasing. They start tweeting out stuff about Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's like, oh, I guess we're gonna get Breath of the Wild 2 footage or something from this, or Mario Odyssey. All right, just shut up. Just let the state of play go. We all, we sort of were all looking forward to the Last of Us Part 2. I'm a little disappointed in the state of play, but I am very excited about the PlayStation 5, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Death Stranding's coming out in November. The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out in February. Speculation that Ghost of Tsushima is probably coming out before E3, right? Probably in May. Let's just say it's coming out in May for argument's sake. We know PlayStation 5 is coming out next holiday. They need something to sell it. They need an exclusive, right? If it's not The Last of Us Part 2 or Ghost of Tsushima or a game that we already know about, this must be a really good. It's good. They're gonna have to have a good launch titles. Have to. I'm sorry. I mean, they know Halo is coming to the Xbox.
That's right. That's right. That's like the best launch title you can ever ask for is a brand new Halo game.
So I'm super excited to find out like what they have in a pipeline that we haven't heard about. Like that's like I'm over the moon over that. Like E3 2020, if they actually going to be there, I think they will. E3 2020 is going to be like the best E3. We're finally going to get to know everything that they've been working on.
Right, it's going to be bananas. Microsoft, and Sony together.
Yeah. Well, here's my prediction. They're going to be, they're gonna come onto the stage. They're going to say, they're going to introduce the PlayStation 5, and they're going to say it launches with every PlayStation game ever made.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they're going to come out and say $2.99 and then just walk off stage.
$2.99.
Just $2.99.
They'll be like, we don't know about new games, but it'll play everything you've ever played before.
That's so funny. Our game library is over 1,000 games out of the gate, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Oh, that'd be kind of funny.
Do you like Uncharted? You can play all the Uncharted games.
Yeah.
Right? All backwards compatible.
Right.
Even with the PS3.
Well, I wonder.
But it's done.
I wonder how they're going to do that because the PS3 was like wildly different than any of the other
We integrated a whole cell chip 2.0 into this.
Right.
You know what we talked about them having two models, the regular model and the Pro model. It's like if you get the PS5 Pro, it's a PS3 inside, so it plays all the PS3 games.
And it'll be the OG PS3 that you can install Linux on.
Oh my god. That'd be crazy. Jailbreak that thing day one.
but I am excited to see what I'm excited for 2020. I want to know what PlayStation's working on. I know Xbox. And speaking of Xbox, we had Inside Xbox for September.
Yeah. Well, speaking of surprises, that was a surprise they just right after the PlayStation's event.
Oh yeah, it happened just directly right after.
Yeah.
But no surprise. It was just like most Inside Xbox shows. It was boring. It was just boring.
It's straightforward.
It was surprisingly worse than the PlayStation one.
It was surprisingly worse than the state of play.
Yeah.
No one does Nintendo Directs better than Nintendo. I'll just say that.
That's right. Well, someone did speaking of the PlayStation one, someone did a side by side of the transitional graphics. And Sony legit like ripped off the Nintendo transitions. Yeah, it looks
so
like almost
is a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah,
it's a Nintendo Direct just in blue.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what it looks like.
Well, listen, I like the concept of Inside Xbox having a live show and a host talking about games.
Yeah,
it's just the presentation, how they present it. could be much better, and it should be an hour. Like that's your cap. That's your cap. Not 90 minutes, not 2 hours. Sometimes it's just too long because they have nothing to say.
And really, they should just have Phil Spencer be doing every single one of them because everyone loves Phil Spencer.
That's right. That's right. Phil Spencer or Larry Herb, one of the two.
Well, Larry's on everyone.
I will take Major Nelson. Yeah, but he's a good
Major Nelson and Phil Spencer at both of them.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
No, but the only good thing that they talked about was Project xCloud, and Project xCloud is the Stadia killer in my view. Because I'm still the jury's still out on Stadia. I mean, it hasn't been released, but I don't like the concept of I have to still buy the game. I'm not gonna own the game. I'm owning the right to stream the game.
Right. Full price. Yeah. You have a subscription license.
Yeah. So I have a subscription license plus I have to buy the game.
Right. Yep. Right.
So Project xCloud is Microsoft's. This is the Stadia killer. This is what they're going to do because they got the preview event coming out before Stadia, and you can be able to stream Halo 5 Guardians, all the new Gears 5, Killer Instinct, and Sea of Thieves. So
that's pretty solid for a starting lineup of like here's our little preview event. Like those are all good. Well, I mean, Sea of Thieves maybe probably the weakest out of the bunch, but the other three are like super strong. You get 2 first-person shooters and a competent fighting game with a bunch of with a bunch of characters in it. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, Marcus made the point that this is very brave of them to put a fighting game on that list.
Oh, well, right, because the lag has to be real low.
Well, it's a preview event, right? So you wanna put things in there that's gonna test servers and see how it's gonna go.
Yeah, it's really like the mark of it. Like right below fighting games, I think maybe would be first-person shooters in terms of like the amount of lag that you can have. Like fighting games need to be like perfect.
Yeah.
And they also discuss streaming from your Xbox. So you'll have an Xbox and you can stream your own games. So I wonder how that's going to work, but that's the future of gaming. Streaming from your own console.
Yeah.
Okay, not streaming, not paying just the rights to stream and paying for a streaming subscription.
Right. So you could be home watching your TV, and you could be playing Gears 5 on your phone with the Xbox controller. It's just like the Nintendo Switch.
It's the Nintendo
no
Switch
difference.
You never knew you wanted.
That's exactly right. There is one game out of these two events or whatever you want to call them that I thought was pretty cool, and I think it was on both. This game called After Party, and basically the tagline is, "Can you outdrink Satan?"
Yes, that game.
It looks ridiculous. Like hopefully the gameplay like matches up, but like you basically have to like outdrink and outparty the devil himself, which is from like
the same guys that made Oxenfree, I believe.
Oh yeah. Oxenfree. I know. You're a big fan of Oxenfree, Dan. Oxenfree's a pretty solid game.
Yeah, I have to go back and finish that. I was trying to get the physical edition for the Vita. Couldn't get it, so I got it for the PS4 though. But another game I didn't even know I liked was Batman Arkham Origins. Yes, I said it. I know, it's the evil stepchild. It is the judgment. It is the Gears of War judgment to the Gears series.
100%.
Yeah.
So Arkham Origins not made by Rocksteady, who made the other 3, which is that trilogy. Origins made by WB internally, or WB Games, I guess.
WB Games Montreal. I've been playing it on the Wii U recently. And it's a solid game. I listen. I dig the game. I like it. It's not as bad as people made it out to be. But I guess it's if you compare to 1 and 2, then Arkham Asylum and City, then it's not great, but I think it's still a great game. There were some teases on Twitter where WE Montreal sort of made some teases to allude to maybe a new Batman game, and it was right after we got the announcement for State of Play, and we knew Inside Xbox was coming, so everybody thought we were going to get a new Batman game. announce that state of play, which I thought would have been fantastic. Sort of tease next generation, because I think it's too late for it to come out in the fall, and I don't think they would want to put it out in early 2020. If that's the case, make it a launch title for the Xbox and the PS5, right? So, and it sort of teased. Everybody was, sort of looking at all the teases and thought maybe this was a new story about the Court of Owls, right? Which I don't know too much about. I did hear about it. I do have some of the comics, but it is an interesting story to tell.
A little bit of a deep cut, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Didn't hear a word about it at State of Play. Didn't hear a word about it at Inside Xbox. It would have saved Inside Xbox if they would have announced this game. Inside Xbox would have been the talk of the town.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love Batman, right?
But do you think, my question to both of you, do you think we're going to get a new Batman game?
I 100% think there's going to be a new Batman game. I don't know about...
There has to be.
Yeah, like Batman is perennial, right? Batman's up there with like Iron Man, right? You know there's going to be an Iron Man remake coming in the next like 5 years, all right? Someone's going to have to step in and make a new series. Everybody loves Iron Man. Everybody loves
Tom Holland. He's going to lose his Spider-Man. His Spider-Man powers become Iron Man.
Yeah.
Takes over.
Well, everyone loves Iron Man now. Post MCU.
Yeah, nobody knew who Iron Man was.
Fair. Yeah, no, he was like B tier at best. That's right. So
they had to make everybody love the C and D list Marvel characters because they gave the rights away for their A-list characters before they started making their own movies.
That's right. They said, "Hey, wait a minute, we can just do this internally." Yeah, I think, I mean, Batman on next generation consoles, my God, forget about it. That'd be awesome.
I think they're just gonna make 2 more games and call it the Origin Trilogy. There we go.
The Origin Trilogy. Well, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean, like, look. They have all this new HDR and crazy contrast ratios. Batman is a very dark game, right? There's a lot of details that can get lost in the shuffle. If you like put all the latest and greatest like graphical enhancements on there, and have it running on like next gen hardware, my God, that alone would get me in, right? I don't even care how good or bad the gameplay ultimately would be. Just for like the visuals alone, it would be a super treat.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want any Batmobile stuff.
Not
a fan.
I am stuck in Arkham Knight doing a bat chase with I forgot who it was, and I'm at the end of the game. I'm at the end of the game. I'm in the stairs, and I got to hit him 3 times. I got and I rage quit because I was like, I can't deal with this stupid Batmobile thing.
See, this is your Arkham Asylum, Dan. You have to come back to it 4 years later and beat it.
Yeah.
I'm right at the end, and I just gotta get past this sewer part.
Yeah, you have to power through.
I'm done. I'm done with this.
Listen, if I can beat Bane, you can beat the sewer scene.
I forgot how to play. It's been 5 years.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. Every time I came back, like months later, I would pick the controller up and go, all right, let me spend a half an hour getting my ass beat. And I did, and then I'm like, all right, I got this now. And then I would fail still, but
all games should have, you haven't played this in 3 months, let's do a tutorial, a 5-minute tutorial,
refresher, like these are what your buttons do.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can practice and then you can go back into your save.
The Pokemon games do it great because they give you like a recap of what you did since you last played. If you haven't played in a while, I said that's fantastic. Really? Yeah, because it is an RPG game. It is fairly big, and like, who knows where you left off? It's impossible. It's a nice little feature. It's a quality of life thing, I think.
Yeah.
So I think WB Games Montreal is going to make, like I said, 2 more Batman games next gen and call it the Origin Trilogy. You heard it here first. I came up with that. Or maybe they could just put it on Apple Arcade. Segue.
I was gonna let that sit. But it was a very good segue. Since you called it out.
We didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, but Apple Arcade launched. It's out for $5 a month. $4.99.
So you're an iPod guy, right, Dan? Justin, are you iPod or Android? Or I'm sorry, iPod, iPhone or Android?
I haven't been an iPod guy in like 10 years. Just
iPod guy. I meant iPhone. Are you an iPhone guy?
Well,
I'm not. I'm Android.
You're Android too. Oh,
right,
Android brethren, stand up.
I just want you to know, Justin, so your stock, the stock I had in you just went down. There's a little bit of stock I had in you just went down.
He's trading on the Dan exchange over here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So have you end up did you end up kind of dipping your foot in, Dan? Did you pay $5 for a month to try it out?
I got enough subscription fees I'm paying. All right. I got Netflix, WWE, and that's what I could think off the top of my head. I think I have Hulu too. I don't know.
Right. Probably Amazon Prime
HBO,
too, right? That's a thing.
I got Amazon Prime. I got HBO Go. I got to make sure. I got to make sure my Xbox Live and my PlayStation Plus and my Nintendo Online are all paid in January. So no, I did not venture in, and I'm probably never going to.
Really? You're not like curious to try out their kind of smorgasbord of 100 games?
No. Listen, it could be 1,000 games. I'm not a mobile gamer at all.
Well, I'll say this: if anyone's going to do it right, it's going to be Apple. Right? Apple is the best at curating everything, right? Like here's the Apple Arcade. Here's like 100 games that work really well on the mobile device, right? We partnered up with like the best studios. We've taken the cream of the crop. We've removed all of the microtransactions and ads and this and that, so you can just like play the games. And from the list of games that are here, I think they're all good candidates for mobile play, right? You've got a new Choo Choo Rocket game that's out. Enter the Gungeon. They have Devolver Digital put out Exit the Gungeon, which is a specially crafted like 2D platformer game, right? And you just go up to get out of the dungeon, which I think is genius. There's a new Rayman game. There's a new Shantae game. There's a Skate City. Oceanhorn 2, yeah.
That's that will be. It's not out yet, but it will be coming out exclusively on Apple Arcade.
Right, which I'm a little upset about.
Which is an exclusive.
It's probably a timed exclusive. Limited run. I'll have it next holiday season. Physical editions for the Switch and the PS4.
Well,
PS5.
With the agreements, they can put it like it's exclusive on Apple. I only say that because it's only on Apple Arcade. Those people, they can make it on like PC or other consoles, but their agreement specifically states that they can't put it on Android.
Oh, well, there you go.
So,
losers.
I'm crying over here, Dan. I'm crying over here.
It just kind of bummed me out. We're trying to get the guy that made Dodo Peak on our podcast, and he's a little busy, so he said probably we'll have him on next month, maybe, and then he's gonna talk about that plus maybe like another podcast that he's going to be starting up with the hard drive because he works for the hard drive as well.
Oh, no way.
And so we're trying to get him on. He's just so busy. But yeah, like he's like, yeah, we can't put it on Android. I'm like, that sucks. I won't get to play it then because I don't have any Apple products.
Yeah, same.
Well, I'll tell you how it plays. You can have me on the podcast with you.
Well, you said you're not going to ever get this service, so
for you.
See, that's what he'll do. He'll spend the $5 for the podcast talk.
Yeah, for you, I'll do it. For you, I'll do it.
That's funny.
So I love the Switch Lite. I know, we talked. It's not really for you. I think it's really for Dave. It's because Dave loves playing the Switch. Not docked. He plays it portable.
I play it portably. Exclusively play it portably.
There you go. You should get the Switch Lite. It is super light, by the way. Just as a side note, it is super light. Because when you play the Switch, compared to the Switch is a little bit heavier because it has 3 batteries. It has batteries for the Joy-Cons and the batteries for the unit. But on the Switch Lite, you have 1 battery, which isn't even. I don't think it's the same battery that's in the regular Switch. I think it's a little bit smaller. So it's definitely. With all the HD rumble taken out, this thing is like light as a feather. But one of the problems that people were a little skeptical on is, will they have Joy-Con drift on the Switch Lite? And I could say this for me, I have experienced zero drift. I experienced zero drift on the OG Switch. But some people have.
I definitely had some drift problems for sure.
But some people have been having some drift problems on a Switch Lite, but it doesn't seem to be widespread. Doesn't seem to be widespread. Doesn't seem to be. I don't think these guys are going to join a class action lawsuit because there's not enough people.
Yeah, I mean, like, depending on how many of it, how many actual units are affected, like, you're always going to get some defective units, out of however many units they, like, put out, 100,000 or whatever it is, like, maybe, like, 2 to 5% will have, like, a defect in it of some sort.
This doesn't seem to be a widespread problem.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks, though, is that if you do have issues with it and you need to send it in, you have to send the whole unit in, as opposed to, well, I can just break off the Joy-Con and send the Joy-Con in. All right, so you can still technically play it either with the single Joy-Con or with, like, a Pro Controller or whatever it is.
Well, technically, you could just break off that piece and send it in.
Well, then I think you're going to have some bigger problems, Dan.
just get a big butcher knife. And
oh my god,
that piece.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's a case mod. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah, and then when they send it back to you, you got to get a Switch Lite case to keep it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long until we get the person that actually does that, where they're like, I turned my Switch Lite into a regular Switch and modded the Joy-Cons to come off and on.
I'm sure there's somebody. They probably already did it. We just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, no, someone out there. Like I was like crazy stuff.
Somebody was like, I thought I got the Switch. They don't know the difference, and they're like, no, it's not coming off. Oh, you got to really bend it. You have to really tear the thing off. Right. Man, how do they do this? How do other people do it so easy?
Oh, yeah. Somebody made a parody video when the iPhone, I think it was the iPhone 8, maybe the 7. They're like, we're not gonna have the headphone jack anymore, right? And everyone was going crazy. And some dude put a video out on like YouTube on how to get the headphone jack back, and literally took a drill.
Yeah.
And drilled out a hole.
And people were actually doing it. Like, people were doing it.
Idiots.
Somebody ended up doing it right and actually did put an actual headphone jack back in there, but you can't just take a drill to it and be like, oh, there it is. It was just hidden.
Oh, there it is. Right there.
They just covered it up.
Covered the hole. You gotta uncover it.
Oh, so dumb.
I didn't see that, but that's stupid.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk about at-games. I told you I was playing the Genesis Mini a little bit. I have issues with the controller just being way overly responsive. But the game, just the games in itself, look great. They look great. I haven't got a chance to really dive deep into it. They look great because at-games didn't touch it, which is a great thing.
Oh yeah, no, they're terrible. I don't know how they're still in business.
They made all the Genesis minis prior, and they made the Atari minis.
A couple of them, yeah.
A couple of them, all terrible. But apparently they're in some issues with Bandai Namco over the rights of Miss Pac-Man. And who actually owns it?
They apparently got royalty rights because Bandai Namco, I think, was having some issues with Miss Pac-Man specifically, and at-games kind of wedged themselves in the middle of this controversy, I guess, or this rights issue, and they managed to swipe up the royalty rights to Miss Pac-Man. So technically, at the moment, if at any point in time Bandai Namco or any other company wants to use the likeness of Miss Pac-Man, at-games get some royalty from that, which is insane. Like, it kind of reminds me of the time that Cowboys.com, right? The Cowboys football team that ended up getting bought up by an adult entertainment company. That's great. Yeah. So you never know, right? Nothing is set in stone. You have to keep up on these patents and whatever else. So here's what I'm saying. We need to watch Nintendo like a hawk and figure out when the license for Mario comes up so we can swoop in and take it.
We'll be set for life. But you know what this means, though? You know what this means? This means they're just gonna bury Miss Pac-Man. It's just gone.
If they end up not being able to get the rights back, I think you're right. You know, isn't that what they did with like X-Men and Fantastic Four?
So yeah, well, I mean, if you want to take it back to the MCU, they had to use some of their B-level characters and C-level characters, and in some cases D-level characters, because they gave the movie rights away. They sold the movie rights away when they were in bankruptcy in the 90s. So they have the rights to anything else. I think cartoons, merchandise, but just not making movies or merch. Or I think they get like 50% of the merchandise that's associated with the movies, or something along those lines. So in the comics, they just buried the Fantastic Four. No more Fantastic Four comic. And then they decimated the X-Men as we know it. So they still put out X-Men comics, but like new X-Men, right? It wasn't the X-Men that we knew, because they wanted to bury the popularity so people wouldn't go to the movies, so they can get the rights back somehow, some way. Which they did. They just bought the company. And the only two holdouts, I think, are Spider-Man, which I think they made an offer years ago, and Sony turned them down. And the Hulk. Universal still owns the rights to a standalone Hulk movie.
It's ridiculous.
And they're holding it hostage.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, I mean, they want to keep the Hulk roller coaster.
Well, we'll never get another Hulk standalone. So they're going to have to just shimmy him in and shoehorn him into other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that till somewhat recently. I was like, I kept wondering why, and then I saw that they didn't have the rights to the Hulk, a standalone Hulk movie, so the Hulk can only appear in other movies.
Yeah.
Right, and that was the initial thing with. Well, I'm actually that's how it works with Spider-Man, right?
Well, Spider-Man, they made a deal. They brokered a deal to come together.
Yeah.
It took Sony having two bad Spider-Man movies for them to actually want to do the deal. Like,
exactly.
Let's get some momentum here and put them in the Avengers. So we'll broker a deal. But funny, Marvel gets zero money from any standalone Spider-Man. Even though they're developing the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Right. Well, I heard that the original deal was that like Marvel wasn't taking any money from the movie, but Sony had to actually put in all the money for production.
Yeah. Well, it's still a Sony movie, right?
Yeah.
But the direction of the story.
They brought in people from Marvel to.
Yeah, they're like, you're not going to mess this up. We're going to make this good.
Yeah, and Spider-Man can be used in actual Marvel movies for which is where they're going to make their money, because Civil War, Spider-Man's in it, right? And you want to go see it.
Such a good reveal.
So they're just going to, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Miss Pac-Man. Well, we're gonna have to follow up on this and see what happens if At Games still keeps the royalty rights. Because Christ,
Miss Pac-Man will show up in Civil War 2.
There you go.
The MCU is ever expanding. Now we have Star Wars in it. Now we have Miss Pac-Man in it.
Well, they killed off Tony Stark. They need some fresh blood.
That's right.
Well, look, I tell you, we're getting
spoilers.
The Star Wars cinematic universe. We get all these standalone stories you didn't know were going to come together for a monster mashup.
Right.
That's how Kevin Feige or Kevin Feige does it.
It'll be the first Infinity Crisis on screen.
There you go. What if Miss Pac-Man gets the Infinity Gauntlet and snaps?
Oh my God! There you go.
What would she wish for?
She wished for power pellets.
Yeah.
So, all right. Lastly,
that reminds me. There was a joke I was going to make during the during the Nintendo Switch Lite segment that we just talked about. I was going to say, well, much like Thanos, the Joy-Con drift is inevitable.
Spoilers for someone who hasn't seen the event.
Well. So,
all right. Lastly, the wheels of justice have turned. They turned a little bit slow sometimes, but it was swift. It was good. We talked about this, I don't know, like maybe this time last year, about a swatting case that happened in Minnesota, where a guy was having an issue with someone on Call of Duty, playing Call of Duty, and he got somebody to swat that guy, but they end up swatting the wrong house and somebody got killed.
Yeah.
Now that guy who actually did the swatting, I think he got like 20 to 25 years in jail. But but we didn't hear anything about the person who actually told him to do the swatting.
Yep.
The guy who initially had the issue with the other guy on Call of Duty World War II back in 2017.
Right.
He was finally sentenced.
Casey Viner, I think, is this guy's name.
Let's call his name out. Casey Viner.
After losing a $1.50 bet in Call of Duty, this is like Trading Places levels of fucked up, right? Yeah. So all that ends up going down. He says, "Oh, you should totally, come at me, swat me, or whatever, this and that." All right, and then the dude who initiates it gets the address wrong, and there you go.
Well, it's his old address.
Right.
They found his old address.
Right. It's insane.
Excuse me, it wasn't Minnesota. It was Kansas, Wichita, Kansas.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter where it's from. It could have been coming out of Kuala Lumpur. It's still awful, and this definitely should have never happened. You can't, like, swatting is like you get the SWAT team. It's in the damn name. Like, that is serious level threat. That is not standard cops. That is the specialty team, right? And no. I don't want to fault the SWAT team whatsoever. I mean, sure, they like failed protocol, and obviously the guy tried to throw his hands up, and somebody got agitated, and then shot the dude. But that's not really what it is. It's this whole like toxic online culture where you don't think anything like matters, and there's no consequences. And then this is the ultimate consequence, right? You basically killed some like random dude with a family, like
yeah.
It's terrible.
He has to pay $2,500 in restitution, which is just like, how much is a life worth?
Yeah, it's apparently worth $2,500.
I think he should have got more time. He only got 15 months in jail. I mean, how much time do you think he should have? Money aside, restitution aside.
I think the real punishment here is he can't play games for 2 years.
Oh yeah, what to do? I mean, first of all, how did he even regulate that? To be honest, like, it's there early. How did they regulate he can't play a game?
I can tell you exactly how they regulate it, because he's got internet service from a ISP provider, right? Possibly Verizon or AT&T or Comcast, right? They can monitor the traffic that goes in and out, right? So they can basically say, like, if you're trying to use these ports or you're trying to hook up to these games, you'll get, we're going to have to notify the cops over that. I'm sure there's a monitoring service that's been put in place.
But then he just plays it at his friend's house, or he goes to a cafe.
I mean, sure. Is he going to go back online with the same username? Highly doubtful.
Obviously, that would be stupid.
Right.
But I'm more focused on the 15 months, right? Like, I think he should have got at least a minimum of 3 years. He should have got 3 years. He should have got 5 years with like probation after the third year for good behavior, and that would deter people from doing this, because this is wrong. It happened again. It happened again. I think it was in Arizona, or maybe I'm mixing it up. Maybe the one that happened again was in Minnesota, and it just so happens that the cop knew the family. So they didn't go in guns blazing. He went in and knocked on the door and was just like, "We heard there was an issue here." And they was like, "What are you talking about?" And then they found out it was a swatting thing. So, to deter this, you need to set an example. Yes, the guy who actually did the swatting got 20 years, but if you're involved in any way, 3 years.
Right.
3 years minimum.
Right. He was technically like the Charles Manson of the whole thing, right? He kind of orchestrated it and go to the other guy to do it, and make this happen. So he's definitely responsible in a way. It wouldn't have happened if he didn't goad the other person into doing it, right? It's all just terrible.
It's a bad situation overall.
Yeah, and I mean, at least we have some justice out of it. So, I think that's good. I think all parties involved who were at fault got something out of it. It may not have been enough, but it's something. Yeah. And I think we're gonna end on that sad note. I guess the positive side of things is a little bit of justice has been served, if a bit slowly. So that is episode 186 in the books. Now, Justin, before we go, with it's tradition with all our guests on the show, we have one burning question at least that we need to ask all of our guests. This is the most important question you will ever be asked in your entire life. Your answer is very important. We want to know.
It's really only one answer.
We all right. We in the fans want to know, what is the best Mario game of all time? Super Mario Brothers 3 or Super Mario World?
You know, with that one, I definitely think I have to go with Super Mario World.
Yeah. Oh, yes! See. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and put you up on the block because we need you to defend your answer. Why
There's
do
no
you?
Defense.
Why do you think Mario World is better than Mario 3? Now I want to hear his answer. I want to hear justification.
I like the whole the first thing, one word, Yoshi.
Okay. Yeah.
Yoshi's a good addition, and it feels like, even though you could kind of go back and forth between the world or the different levels in Super Mario 3, you had that kind of overarching map. Super Mario World 4 or Super Mario World still felt more like it was an open thing, going from all the different worlds, choosing which ones you wanted to play. While 3, it still seemed more or less like, it felt more linear. As opposed, like, even though like you could still go back and play the same levels, I never went back and played the old levels like I did for Super Mario World.
Yeah, there's really no incentive to do that.
Yeah,
I know, because they had a lot of secrets.
It's like, you go back, you get this one, you get World, you go back and you're like, well, I need to get it. I want to get this specific Yoshi for this specific world that I'm gonna, or this specific level I'm gonna do. So you have to go back to an old level to get the blue Yoshi so you can go fly.
Yeah, okay. I respect that. You guys are definitely both wrong, but that's fine. But you have definitely defended your position well. So
Justin, I just want to let you know, your stock went back up.
It's through the roof right now. It's through the roof right now. Oh.
That's market manipulation.
So before we go, is there anything that you want to promote?
Yeah, so if you want to hear more from us, you can just search for Lit Gaming Arena on Google, or go to our website, litgamingarena.com, or whatever podcast app you use. Just search for Lit Gaming Arena. You'll find our podcast. We're listed like literally everywhere except for Pandora, I think. Pandora's really hard to get on, apparently.
I was thinking of the jewelry shop, but you're talking about the streaming service, yeah.
We're even on iHeartRadio. That was a hard one to get on to. So yeah, whatever app you use, just search for us. We do episodes every single week. We release either Sunday or Monday, just depends on how quickly I'm able to get it edited. I shoot for Sunday, but Monday is usually when it goes up. This is how it works when you're GMG. But yeah, so it was nice. It was great being on here today. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So, if you guys want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. So, please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.